Okay, so this is where the real torture begins, because I have made an error of judgment.
Let's just say we've both made an error. It's scary. It's
scary.
getting a little bit scary.
At this rate, we're close to being stranded, and we are literal middle
Dead set.
of butt nowhere.
Something has gone terribly wrong.
I've got no idea where we are. This has become literal torture. Let's put the subwoofer on full. Oh God, and bass.
I'm in pain right now. I'm in pain right now.
Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this again, but we're about to undertake a huge torture test. We're driving from Melbourne to Mildura and back. It's about 12 hours, an insane amount of driving for one day. And this time I'm finally bringing along Daddy Jacob.
Bro, it is early.
It is currently 5:30 in the morning and we're expecting to get home, well, probably 6:30 if we take any breaks.
And I'm eating Big Boss.
Okay, let's go and I'll fill you in.
I love wireless CarPlay.
So, this video is sponsored by Mahindra, but as always, we can say whatever the f we want. And I'll start by saying this. I don't know why I suggested that we do this.
Bro, this was your idea. This was entirely your idea.
So Mahindra want to promote their new XUV700 Black Edition, which, don't worry, we will talk to you about when we're actually awake. But one of the cool new features it has is wireless Apple CarPlay. So Jacob, let's put in how far it is to Mildura.
I don't want to know.
So we are going to be doing at least 1,104 kilometers of driving today, 552 kilometers each way.
Nice.
6 hours. Let's drive.
Let's get this party started.
To essentially another state and back.
Pretty much. Ciao for now.
Okay, so it's now 5:55 a.m. That means we've been driving for 25 minutes and we've stayed silent that entire time.
We have not said a word to each other without the camera rolling, to be completely honest.
But with that awkwardness out of the way, let's talk about what we're going to do today. So there is a point to this. I like to do this because it tests the car out.
It also tests you out.
Exactly right. We get to challenge the car by taking it on a huge road trip. This is a brand new car. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to be now. This is going to be a test for the car one. Thankfully, we do have a full-size spare wheel, which is a really important thing, I think, to have when you are touring in Australia, because we have terrible roads. And if you get a puncture, well, at least you have one backup. You know?
That is true.
But the other thing is that it's hilarious for you guys to see us in existential pain. This has become literal torture. I am shitting bricks right now. And so when we are spending 12 hours cooped up in a car together,
Right, minimum. And then you add the brakes, you add the pie stops.
naturally,
God, it's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day. So that's the goal. And we're also going to be testing out a bunch of different things like fuel economy. Right now we're sitting at 14.7 kilometers per litre.
I did the quick maths on that. It's about 6.5, close to 7 litres per 100 kilometres, which is pretty good on the highway.
For a 7-seat SUV, it's actually very impressive. But we're going to test that. How does that change as the day warms up? It's currently 16 degrees outside.
It's actually not too bad.
No.
It's nice and warm for a Melbourne spring morning.
And of course, things that are important to you, ADAS, sound quality, all that jazz. So we'll check in soon.
Catch you later. Bro, it's now 6:11 and I decided, I called it. I called it here. We have to get breakfast.
At a petrol station.
Of course. Would we have it any other way? Let's go.
Okay, so it's currently 7:19 a.m.
Bro, that was the most beautiful sunrise I've seen in a long time, I have to say.
Gorgeous. Nothing like a bit of sunrise and Macca's
To get you going.
to tickle you, you know? I just went for the easy Boss coffee, but now I'm a little hungry.
Bro, we are not stopping. We're not stopping till Mildura.
That's probably not true, actually.
Yeah, probably not true.
Because I'm going to need to go wee-wee.
Probably.
So, I want to give you a quick update on a couple of things. The first was fuel economy. To be honest, we were seeing 8.5 kilometers per litre. I don't know why these cars run in kilometers per litre. I prefer litres per 100 kilometers.
It's a pretty easy conversion. You just divide 100 by the number.
All right, math head. math head, the guy who elected to take math subjects at university.
All right, listen.
But tell me, what is 8.5 kilometers per litre?
It's just under 12 litres per 100 kilometres, but now we're seeing closer to 9 litres per 100 kilometres.
Yeah, which is quite impressive because there was a lot of headwind and then all of a sudden it's completely dead. And we are sitting at 114 kilometers an hour, so actually quite impressive.
That's true.
The other thing is ADAS. I don't think enough people care about this, but I'm going to preach to you as to why we care about this. It actually reduces fatigue so much because you have to put in a little less effort. The car steers itself in the center of the lane, keeps you a safe distance from the car in front of you. It will brake for you when a car cuts you off, which happens all the time apparently. So actually it makes these really long drives so much easier. And genuinely, Mahindra have one of the best setups I've experienced in a long time. It really does center you in the lane. It doesn't kick out like a lot of other competitors do. It just does a good job.
And it doesn't like violently shove the steering wheel out of your hands either, which is cool.
Exactly right. But because we have 12 hours of driving to kill at the minimum, Jacob is actually doing a lot of work. So anyone in the passenger seat,
you're not getting off scot-free in this bloody video.
You're in the work seat, so he's reviewing a video. Anyway, so far, how are you finding it?
Yeah, honestly, super comfortable. Like, I'm enjoying... Oh, God, my phone just went... Jesus. Oh,
tell you what,
that was like a saucy corner from hell. Yeah, really comfortable. I'm feeling supported. I'm feeling good.
Good. All right, we'll check back in a few hours.
Let's do it.
Okay, so it is 9:13. That means we've been driving for about 3.5 hours. So we have pulled over just for a moment so we could get a thumbnail, a very beautiful cliche thumbnail showing just how tortured we are. But honestly, not much of a torture test yet. We're only a quarter of the way through though. But check this out, we finally have some sun, so we have some good talking points here about the Mahindra XUV700 Black Edition. That's right, you can now get this thing as a Black Edition, and that means that you get actual black paint. It's called Napoli Black, and it is very, very black indeed. You have a blacked out grille as well. And honestly, I thought these tires would not hold up very well, but even over this and in some pretty off the beaten tracks that we've chosen, they're holding up fine. They're called MRF Wanderers. Yeah, totally fine. The thing I like about working with Mahindra is they let us speak our mind. And frankly, these aren't the best tires in the world, but they're doing an okay job. And the fact is that you do get a full-size spare under the rear. So that's good, especially if you are touring. And that's why Mahindras, believe it or not, are actually quite popular in remote areas of Australia, not just rural, remote. And honestly, I can see why. It's actually been very, very comfortable. And it does help that we have some cool extra features. Before I tell you about that though, I need to tell you what's under the bonnet. So using our pop-out door handles, let's open that up. Oop. Open that up. It's funny with Mahindras, they turn on their hazards. But if you have a look under here, you will see the 2-litre M Stallion petrol engine. And this engine puts out 149.2 kilowatt of power and 380 newton meters of torque, which is actually quite substantial numbers. It's front wheel drive, but it's fine, especially when you're just cruising on the highway like we have been a lot today. But better yet is the fuel economy. Now, like I said earlier, we weren't getting very good fuel economy at one point, but over the entirety of this drive, over 3 hours, sitting at mostly 110 kilometers an hour, this thing has been getting 12 kilometers per litre, which for us normal people means 8.3 litres per 100 kilometers, which is very good for a 7-seat SUV sitting on the highway at 110 kilometers an hour, where you are probably one of the least efficient speeds. It's a lot better to be sitting at about 80 kilometers an hour, because as you get faster, the rolling resistance forces, they become a lot stronger. And so you actually lose some efficiency. It's not linear. And there are more things I like about the Black Edition that is very unique to the Black Edition versus regular XUV700s, which we've reviewed before, and I'll link those down below. But if you come inside, you're going to notice that the interior is black, and that is a first for the XUV700. And honestly, what Australians actually want, they don't really want white interiors. So I reckon if they can bring this to more models, which, you know, this is a limited edition, so don't know if you can expect that, but if they do, I reckon they would sell even more than they already do. You have the panoramic sunroof, which is very nice. And you get things like the wireless Apple CarPlay, and even better on a warm day like today, we actually have cool seats, and that means that your back and bum stay nice and cool. And there's one other feature that I would be remiss not to mention. Your mirrors now, the controls for these are actually linked to your memory function. So if you on your seat want to set your position, it will also adjust your mirrors, which is just great if you and your partner or you and your friend, whatever, drive this thing around. So yeah, really impressed so far, but we still have another what, 9 hours of driving, Jacob. He is playing his little Game Boy.
Bro, I've got a Snorlax.
Oh! Anyway, clearly some of us have better things to do, like film a video. So let's keep going. Okay, so this is where the real torture begins, because I have made an error of judgment.
Let's just say we've both made an error.
I was responding to emails, Jacob was driving, he didn't see the turn off, but I wasn't looking either. And now our next, oh my God, it just dropped by 2 kilometers
oh my
in
God.
one go. So we currently have 75 kilometers until the next petrol station with 84 kilometers of range left. Now, there's always a little bit left in the reserve, right? We don't know how much that is though.
It's scary. It's
scary.
getting a little bit scary.
At this rate, we're close to being stranded. So, and we are literal middle
Dead set.
of butt nowhere.
Like absolutely nothing around us. It's completely flat. It's a wasteland.
So, yeah, we'll check in again, but I think we're both, oh, and now the distance is 9 kilometers.
Oh my God. We've got 9 kilometers of leeway. Wish us luck, guys.
I think we're ourselves now. That was close, man.
Bro, we made it with 10 kilometers to spare. We were literally just saying before we got here, if there is not a petrol station here, we are screwed.
We're
literally screwed. Thank you to the town of Ouyen. Ouyen? It's spelled on the screen. I don't know how to say it, all right? Ouyen.
Let's get some fuel. Welcome to Mildura.
Thank you.
What's the time?
My first time. It is 10 past 12. So it took us just over 6 hours to get here.
I think it's pie o'clock.
It's bloody pie o'clock. We got banjos right over there. We're gonna head over there.
Let's go get some pies.
The Mahindra's a bit filthy. Let's have a look at how many bugs we've killed. It's been eating many butterflies for breakfast.
Let's just say the Mahindra has seen better days, and it's a little cutie.
I think it's a bit injured.
No, it looks good. She'll be right. Let's get a pie. Okay, so despite being quite literally 500 kilometers away from the nearest ocean, I've told Jacob that if we come to Banjos, we need to have a scallop
Bro,
pie.
I told you we shouldn't get scallops this far from the ocean.
Here's a fun fact for you guys. I spent a lot of my time growing up in Tasmania, and Banjos is like the biggest chain there, essentially. And scallop pie was the way to go. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Tell me what you
I've
think.
never had one of these, but we'll find out. Whoa, it's like yellow. It's like curry on the inside.
It's curry, baby.
I'll be honest, I don't think I got any scallop in that first bite.
Do another one. Oh my God. I will never lead you astray. We also got a pepper steak, but now we are going to eat this, enjoy this, and then we have a long journey back home.
Literally just retracing our footsteps from what we just did.
We will update you shortly.
Something has gone terribly wrong.
So I had a great idea. Let's capture the essence of the Mahindra XUV700 Black Edition. Let's take it out into the wild,
Into the outback. Look at where we are.
Literal middle of nowhere. And I will be totally honest with you. We are jovial right now, but we've been driving for about 10 kilometers on this kind of road, which is not really the road I wanted to be on, to be honest.
No.
And we are lost. We have no signal, and we took a turn and genuinely am confused. I can hear road somewhere nearby, so I think we've come far enough. However, I'm not gonna lie to you, last, I would say 20 minutes, I have been shitting bricks.
I'll be honest, I've just been quietly praying. At least we have enough petrol, all right? At least we have enough petrol.
And I thought, oh my God, are the tires gonna hold up? Actually, they've held up well. It's had plenty of grip, haven't had too many issues, really, and we have a full-size spare if we need it, so.
Bro, there are so many flies, I can't even concentrate on what you're saying.
If people don't believe we actually don't take these things out to literally the middle of Australia, I've got no idea where we are. I'm pretty sure we're close to South Australia at this point. I don't even know.
We could be anywhere. Like, honestly, we cannot even check our maps. We'll check back in later when we know where we are. Dude, what the hell? Where are we?
I honestly have no idea. I'm genuinely pooping my pants right now.
I think, yeah, just go back. I think I saw like quite a wide road, like a gravel road, so maybe we take that.
Oh, please.
We've been driving for like 15 minutes on these gravel roads.
Oh, this has become literal torture. I am bricks right now.
I'm just happy that we had good pies, and I'm still feeling kind of in high spirits, but this is not great.
At least we have 512 kilometers.
Okay,
away.
we found what looks like a main gravel road. This is the biggest road I've seen in a while.
Shout out to these Wanderer tyres, all right? These MRFs. And I only remember that because you said Matt Riz Factor.
Oh my God, is that a car?
It's a road.
Oh my God, bro, this is a road.
Guys, no joke, we have 0 signal, so I think home is this way, but it could be that way. Only one way to find out.
Wish us luck.
Alrighty, it's now 3 o'clock. We still have about 4 hours to drive. And I'll be honest with you, this is definitely the most dangerous part of any car journey. And that is when you start to get tired. So
100%.
Jacob and I have both been driving. And I was driving, I can't even talk, I'm tired. And we've pulled over to get ourselves a Red Bull because
that's a smart thing to do.
It's pretty good at waking you up. But one of the things you should never ever do, and I will always say this, is never drive when you are tired because it will lead to disastrous consequences. You could lose your life. Why?
It's not worth it. Even though it's tempting, you're like, I just want to get home, just want to get to my destination. It's not worth it. And that's why it's so much better to go with someone else and you can alternate the driving. Where the hell are we going?
I don't know, man.
I'm so confused.
Too tired to tell you. So yes, we will check back in when we
know where we are.
We know where we are.
A few moments later.
All right, now I'm buzzed. I am wired and I am awake and I'm alive.
Bro, this is a real problem. I'm feeling too energetic. I feel like I want to pull over and run the rest of the way home.
What time is it?
It's 4:12.
It's 4:11, and that means that we have still
1,736 minutes.
We've come 3/4 of the way. And one of the ways that we have stayed alive, gone through this torture test, is by listening to the music. And it's quite interesting because we do have a Sony sound system, and that means we get immersive 3D. It's up here. I'll be honest with you.
Speakers at our foreheads.
I don't think they sound the greatest in the roof, but I think when you have it off, it does sound really good. Here, by the way, is my equalizer settings. A little bit less mids, a little bit less treble. Mwah! So it's time now, with our royalty-free music we pay a lot of money for, to play some beats. We're gonna test out the audio. You and I, Jacob.
All right.
This song is called Shut Up and Drive by Prisoner of War.
I think I've been trying to do
Immersive 3D.
Oh, I can hear it up here.
Stage.
It's over here now.
This is better, but immersive 3D. Let's put the subwoofer on full. Oh God, and bass.
Jesus. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain right now. I'm in pain right now.
This is terrible. Not the sound system. Just this song. We never talk of that again.
Talk of what?
Prisoner of War.
Bro, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear what you're saying right now.
Oh, we are. This sound system.
Like,
gets
am I
loud.
yelling right now, or am I talking at a normal volume?
This is clipping. You are yelling.
Oh God.
You're yelling. Well, guys, that was it. I'm locked in. Here we go. That's it. We have driven for, when did we leave? 5:30. That means we've driven for 13.5 hours. It's currently 7 o'clock on the dot. We have done over 1,200 kilometers today.
We've killed over 100,000 species of bug.
Look at that. Sorry, Mahindra. It's terrible. But it has been an epic journey, and frankly, there have been ups, and there have been downs. And all the downs have had to do with us getting lost.
And you.
And tired.
Honestly, let's be real. It
Yeah.
was Matt's fault.
So the Mahindra XUV700 Limited Edition Black Edition has done really well. Honestly, it's a really good 7-seat SUV, and I haven't even told you the price.
You know what? Can I just say my favorite part about this car
Please.
today? The sound system. Like, genuinely, like, blew me away today.
It's really
really good. Oh my God, it's cold.
By the way, very comfy. I had no back problems. We have adjustable lumbar support.
Look at this. 13 hours of driving.
All of this for $43,990. Drive away. Really, really good pricing. And
Bargain.
of course, if you want the absolute best deals possible, just Google us, CarSauce Buy, and my team will help you totally
Yes, we
for
will.
free. Thank you, Mahindra.
Goodbye.
And thank you.